hang on to your seat, baby, cause this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
So time come down with another video, and we're talking Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17, all right, episode 11, right? The episode starts off with Shamia and Cynthia meeting. Let me tell y'all, Shamia has gotten so defensive. She's rubbing people that usually don't get rubbed easily the wrong way. For you to have Cynthia irritated, you got to be doing something off the wall. I'm sorry. Because Cynthia is so nice, and she try to like everybody. So the fact is, with her saying you do a little bit too much, you might want to listen. I ain't gonna lie. This ain't like Kenya or like, you know me, like a Porsha or like a Drew, somebody who's a little bit problematic. Cynthia not problematic like that. If anything, she try to avoid confrontation before getting into it. Except for that one time she kicked Porsha. But besides that, Shamia not even letting her talk in this scene kind of irritated me because it just shows the type of energy Shamia is on. She says that the girls lit her, but it's like, did they really lit you, or are you to the point where like you feel like you don't want to be a part of this group anymore? Because I do not think Shamia wants to be a part of this group and become friends with most of these girls. She just wants to be a part of this group to be a part of the show. There's a difference. There's a difference between girls that are actually friends with the cast and, you know, are a part of the friend group, and there's girls that are on there that just want to be on the show. Of course, all of them want to be on the show, but y'all get what I'm saying. Like, what makes a good housewife is a mix of the two. They actually generally get along with the girls, and they're good for the show, and they want to be on the show. And I think Shamia just wanted to check in the visibility to push her career. That's it. And you can't have it just that one way. Because if you're not making effort with some of the other women, it's sort of like, then what's the point of you being on here? She was not barely listening to Cynthia. She kept saying, oh, they're letting me up and da-da-da-da. Let me talk and all of this. And she says that, which was surprising, her husband and Porsha's and Dennis, they end up having play dates with the kids and stuff. So it's sad that her and Porsha do not get along. I find that very sad because the fact that the men could put their differences aside and get the kids together and y'all can't, that says a lot. That says a lot. Knowing how petty Dennis is, that is very, very sad. So I hope that's kind of like a wake-up call for them. But clearly, up until this day, aka Happy Pride, it does not matter. So Pinky ends up meeting with K. Michelle. Y'all, Pinky is so unintentionally funny. While she was like, oh my God, I just got off the phone. They tried to steal $9,000 out my account. When I tell y'all, I screamed so hard. I'm like, why everything Pinky goes through got to be about money? Like, it's never like, oh, the kids got sick. The kids done broke their arm at the school. It's always like, oh, money. Like, it's always something to do with money. Y'all peep that? Well, anyway, she starts sitting down with K. Michelle, and K. Michelle starts talking about Drew. She keeps bringing up this whole national anthem thing and shading her about it. What bothers me about K. Michelle is she doesn't acknowledge the fact that artists have to start somewhere. You're not going to start performing at freaking New York at a Hard Rock Theater or something like that. You're not going to start performing at Rolling Loud. You're not going to start performing at freaking the Grammys. You're going to have to start somewhere. So I'm confused as to what's the shade about Drew being a newer singer. Because if she were on big stages so quickly, y'all would say she's an industry plant. Like y'all did with Ice Spice. Like y'all did with Sexy Red. They're rappers, but I'm talking about music in general. So y'all mad at artists that start from the bottom, but then y'all mad at artists that look like they had a quick way entry. Y'all got to pick what to be mad at. I'm just confused. So it's like the shade she be throwing at Drew, like it don't hit like she think it's hitting. It don't hit at all, actually. So she, she's shading Drew, whatever. Of course, Pinky going along with it, talking about cruise ships and laughing at her and stuff like that. And then K. Michelle tells a story about how she went out recently with Shamia and her mama, and Shamia and mama was dancing and hypnotizing. I'm dancing and hypnotizing. I'm dancing and hypnotizing. I'm dancing. Like her mama was doing the titty bounce and all that, and apparently, she was drunk and she was like, oh, you know how Shamia probably got on her and started twerking like, you know how Shamia do, and then she got her ear. She was like, yo, my friends told me not to be friends with you. They said you don't belong, okay? But I said, no, I want to be friends with you. You know, when you drunk, you start telling the truth. I don't know why she would tell K Michelle that. Didn't I tell you on the last episode? The last episode recap, it's like giving a baby a spoon. Straight up. You giving a crackhead a spoon. You done gave her another spoon. And now she gonna take it and run with it. Shawty paranoid as it is, so you telling her that your friend group does not want to be friends with her. And then Candy ends up, K Michelle ends up shading Candy. First of all, Candy is dealing with a lot. She's minding her business. Not too much. And y'all know I love me some Candy. Candy don't bother nobody. Leave her alone, okay? That damn garden gnome done put her through enough this year. She don't need any of you bitches bothering her. Please leave her alone. Thank you. I couldn't believe she shaded Candy like that. I'm like, wow, like now we shading Candy, K Michelle. Like, okay, I get what happened to you and she's friends with your ops. But I doubt Candy was the one who told her that. I can guarantee you it was probably Toya. It was probably Tamar. It was probably, what's her name? I forgot her name. But yeah, it was probably one of those three. Rashida. Candy was probably the one like, oh, well, like, you gonna have to work with her. And like, y'all gonna have to get along. So like, if you friends with her, like, you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, it's a show. So that was probably Candy. Okay, I just didn't see Candy like, don't be with her. That's Rashida. Okay, straight up. So we end up seeing Porsha meet with her man, and her man and her are talking about the interview that she recently did around that time frame when she said that she's dating right now. She's exploring. Porsha thinks she on Love Island, bitch. Apparently she's exploring, a woman and a man, and she was basically telling him like, do you feel comfortable with that, whatever? And he was like, yeah, like at the end of the day, like you make me feel secure about it. So, he just gonna deal with it. As we all know, he does not last, and she ends up going with a woman. She's been with a woman, Sway, for like a long period of time now. So, like I said from the beginning, I've been who Porsha was a lesbian. She was in the closet. I don't know why she didn't just admit that she was a lesbian. Okay, you like pussy, and that just is what it is. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Love it. You know what I'm saying? In the words of Shamia, happy Pride. Now, I will say, Porsha does need to be careful who she brings on her children. Like, I feel like, although in this episode she says she doesn't bring a lot of people around like Pilar and stuff like that, she does need to be very careful because people don't understand how much that does to child psyche when they see a lot of different partners around. It doesn't matter the gender. I'm not talking about in that aspect. I'm talking about just partners in general. It makes them start, I feel like, having slowly but surely like abandonment issues because they feel like, oh my God, you're not going to be around forever. So Kelly ends up moving out of her home that she's in because she said she had a neighbor that was harassing her. Y'all, I had a situation recently here in this building because the president of this building is a bitch. I had crushed down some boxes, whatever, put it down the garbage chute, and then this president, my job, the way this building is set up, it's just so irritating to me. I cannot wait to move because I am going to move soon. But he had texted me like, the garbage chute got backed up because of the boxes that you broke down, all that. The garbage chute don't have cameras. So how you know I'm the one that put it down there? Mind you, I really cut it up into small pieces before I put it down there. Mind you, I've been living here for about going into 5 years now. Why are you texting me that as if I just moved in? He texted me like I moved in like 2 weeks ago. Like, my nigga, you never text me about anything of a garbage chute. Don't come at me crazy. I text my landlord like, hey, this nigga is very intrusive. If you go into our building reviews, all of the complaints are about him. Nothing with the building. That's the problem. You are a bitch. Why are you like stalking people? He's weird as ever. Like, oh my God. I don't think y'all understand. So I understood what she meant 100%. I'm like, oh, I get it. So she ended up leaving because the neighbor said she said the neighbor made her daughter, her daughter's car get booted. The neighbor was on the blogs, all of that. I said, I don't watch too much ID channel with the neighbor story. Okay, fear thy neighbor. I know how this ends up and goes. When situations like that, you really got to pack up and go and let them have it because God's going to deal with them eventually. Okay, shout out to Shamia for being nice enough to let her move into her townhouse. That is why you need solid people in your life and solid friends because she really looked out for her in a major way. And I really do respect that she did that. And one thing you can't say is Shamia isn't a good friend. I really do feel like she is a good friend. I just feel like she sort of let this show get to her. And that's the part I don't like. You could kind of see her turning a little bit into a mean girl. And it's because of the environment of the show. This is why I don't think it was smart for her to take that peach. When she was a friend of, she was a little way more lighthearted, fun. Like she didn't take the show so serious. And now you could tell she's taking it serious. You get what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about Shamia. Kelly was very excited to move in because now she could try to find a place permanently stay while she's still in the townhouse. The mom wanted her to move back in with her, but she didn't want to do that, which I get 100%. No, okay? Like, my parents drive me crazy, so I get it. I know she said it was because of the location, but I think it's because her mom would probably drive her crazy. Okay? That's what it is. Angela ends up meeting with her brother. They start talking about the passing of her mom. Angela starts to get very emotional. That is one of my worst fears is to lose a parent. I don't know what that feels like. Knock on wood. I don't want to know what it feels like. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. I don't even like talking about that. Straight up. Now, the issue with the daughter, somebody is confusing to me. If y'all not homophobic, or y'all not comfortable, or y'all are comfortable with the gay stuff, why is it such a problem that the story isn't told to the younger children of the fact that that's her best friend and all of that? I feel like they are still not comfortable with the fact that the daughter is gay. And she just don't want to say it on the camera because they're on Bravo. Which, that don't make me look at Angela no different. At the end of the day, being gay in a black household is still not normal. I don't care what nobody say. As much as people think it's all happy pride and everybody turning gay and all that, no, babes. That's what the media is pushing out. But in real life, gay still don't fly to this day. People are still homophobic as hell. People still don't mess with that gay-ish. We all know this, okay? I don't know why the people believe media and think that everybody just walking around hands and just waving the gay flag. What? That's just not the case. I don't know where y'all living at, but it can't be in America because that's not it. Okay. But once again, this is why I find a black household is one of the most hypocritical households because if they were to find out that an uncle, aunt, or somebody was a pedophile, they'll make sure to protect that to the end of time. But God forbid they find out a family member is gay, everything's taboo. It makes no sense to me. Why protect somebody who's an abuser over somebody who likes the same sex? Y'all let me know. Please. So Kelly goes in and sees an attorney and ends up going to Phaedra. Now, I've talked about this before. Her having Phaedra as an attorney is very questionable, knowing the fact that her and Porsha do not have the best relationship, because now she may know a lot of your personal business, but I really feel like it was due to the show and they sort of pushed her to do that. Regardless of now, Phaedra's doing it for the free ski. So now I see why she ended up staying with Phaedra and Phaedra helping her. Oh my God, she's doing it, out of gratitude. That was very nice of Phaedra to do. I did not expect Phaedra to do that. There's one thing about Phaedra, she's a cheap bitch. We done seen it when it came to the whole Kenya situation with the commercial. So the fact that she's doing it for free, that was really nice of her. Kelly appreciated it. Now, as of today, I don't think her and Phaedra are on good terms. I don't know if Phaedra still represented her anything when it comes to the marriage or anything of that sort. I don't think that relationship is continued. And she damn sure I don't think Phaedra will be doing it for free because she has called Phaedra and Porsha freaking fraud. So, yeah. Pinky and her husband going to sit down with Montel, who, of course, used to be a huge musician. He still is a huge musician. And they're having like a couples counseling. I don't care what nobody says. I feel like, what is the point of being married if you cannot rely on that person to help you when you are in a pickle? Because I'm not going to walk down the aisle, sign all this paperwork, and then when I'm down the aisle, I can't rely on you to help you. Like, this is why I feel like me and my trust issues, I'll probably never go get married, because it's like, I would have to let out all my guard down to tell you, like, hey, I need help with this and I need this going. And the fact that Pinky cannot do that, I feel like that's a big problem. Like, he's offering it to you. I get not mixing the finances and all of that, but at the end of the day, you're in a bind, Nate. I done seen them put out recently, this was trending all over Twitter, they put out the net worth of the women. Why they said Pinky worth $10,000? When I tell you, I scream. 10 bands is crazy. I don't believe it at all whatsoever. And I like the fact that they both, the couple, Montel and his wife, are basically saying, like, this is temporary. So he's trying to help you out on a temporary basis, and you're basically not folding or budging. So I'm glad they were giving that advice. I do think Pinky, her husband, will last the long route, because you can see that he's not about the cameras. He's not about the clout or anything like that. I don't even think he even talked about the show on social media. And the show's almost done finishing with the season. So I really think they're going to last. This is some funny tea. Pinky, Drew invites Porsha, Angela, Cynthia, Phaedra, also her house for like some dinner or whatever. And they started talking about Pinky in this audition. Thank you, girls, for letting us know that I wasn't delusional and that Notori does not look like no damn Pinky. I thought the same thing. I said, Pinky, you about high yellow than him up. You do not look like no damn Notori. I thought I was the only one when I was watching the episode last week. I'm like, they looking like where? Please, okay? You should have got Lunel to play you, Pinky. That would have fit. Or that boy from Bad Boys. Paris, that would have been another one. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a few girl allies that look like you, but it is not Notori. I don't know who told her that was the case. And Phaedra, you look a little similar to Notori, but I will say you've gotten a little brighter. I ain't trying to allege anything, but I'm just saying. I think it's the makeup, hopefully. But yeah, so I'm going to say on that one. Shamia looks like her, though. Scenes like this is what makes Housewives great. When I tell y'all, I never laughed so hard at a scene like this. Drew got Porsha a rainbow cake, talk about, oh, here's a cake. And then Porsha talk about, oh, we can split it. And then she cut it in half and give it to her. Like, this is the stuff that we need to see on the show like this, because it is pure comedy and it's innocent, light fun. It's nothing too serious that is going to make us look the girls any type of way. Like, I laughed throughout that whole entire scene. It was very much needed, and it was hilarious, okay? They even started stomping on the floor asking for Ralph. Yo, listen, after the recent thing that Ralph posted on Instagram that Dennis helped him with the divorce and with the custody of the child, and thanked him on Instagram. So when Porsha stomping on the floor like that, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like that was a little bit of karma. I don't know if he was able to preview the episode or something like that, but basically the same woman who helped get full custody with Dennis, not full custody, but partial custody, and him and the lawyer helped Dennis share custody with the baby with Porsha, did the same with Ralph. Okay, this is what he posted on Instagram recently after the divorce proceedings was made public. He said, this has been one of the most challenging chapters of my life, but I'm grateful for the people God placed around me to help me walk through it. Faith, strength, and grace. I'm grateful to my attorney, Precious. Thank you for believing in me, standing beside me, and guiding me through this difficult process with wisdom, dedication, and integrity. I ain't gonna lie, she looked messy. Thank you for connecting me with Precious. She did everything you said she would, just like she helped you get joint physical custody. Basically expose the man business. Tag Dennis. To everyone who prayed, encouraged, and supported my family, especially our children, thank you. Your grace and kindness mean more than you know. No one wins with the family feuds. My focus now is peace, healing, and continue to show up for my children with love, strength, and consistency. Nothing matters more than being the father that they need me to be. I feel like this was very messy. Why did you have to put that man business out there like that? Also, let's talk about Drew's salary. That was the whole thing last week. I did not get to make a video because last week, not gonna lie, I needed a little mental health break from everything and just uploading. No shade. That's why I didn't get to talk about it. For y'all acting like y'all make more than Drew makes on this show, y'all are crazy. Please stop it. Some of y'all don't even make $5K a month. Shut up. Oh, she don't get paid that much to be. Do you get paid that much? I don't think so. So shut up. On God. Now, do I think Drew needs to get paid a little bit more? Yes. But please let's not act like she out here getting $5 an hour or something like that. Some of y'all are out of y'all mind. Y'all too rich for me on this internet. Because please, y'all checkbooks ain't hitting nothing some of these girls' checkbooks is hitting on. That blew me seeing some of the comments. Some of y'all like, oh, she not making that much. Oh, okay. I would love to see your checking and see what's in there. So let's talk about the last scene. Porsha and Dennis. Dennis, first of all, why you came over there dressed like Osama bin Laden? Okay? Dennis has caused more trauma in Porsha's life than the Taliban did to the U.S. On God. Like, it was so bad. This nigga had a beard, look like he is he about to... Was I the only one thinking that? I'm like, when did Dennis start looking like this? Like, oh my God, like, you look a little bit dangerous, Dennis. No shade, okay? They already done unalive Osama. We do not need him resurrecting. Thank God. So he's sitting down with Porsha and he basically says, oh, I don't need Pilar exposed to this. You know what bothers me about that conversation? Had it been two men that he's dealing with, like Porsha was dealing with, I can guarantee he would not be having this conversation. But because it's a woman, and once again, let's go back to the Black family, they don't want to be exposed to nothing gay, he now has a problem. No shade. That's what I feel like it is. Of course, partially, I do think it is because he doesn't want Porsha bringing just any partners, but the fact that it's a woman kind of like puts him on even higher alert, to be honest. Once again, like I said earlier, I really hope Portia's being smart about who she is bringing around Pilar, because I do feel like you gotta be really careful when it comes to those type of things, because children are very one, they pick up on patterns quickly, and then two, they're quickly, I feel like, to have like abandonment issues. So then he brings up this box. It has the engagement ring in there. Porsha like, why would you do that? Let's be for real. Like, that's not even funny. The first two times you done brought us to me was for an engagement. And you mean to tell me you gonna bring this here? Like, for real? You gonna be for real? You gonna be for real? Like, she started crying, having all these emotions. I'm like, nigga, Porsha, relax, okay? I understand her frustration, though, because Dennis, you could tell, just the little smirk he be giving, Dennis got Big D and a whole lot of demonic energy. I feel like he is very manipulative and very toxic, and he got good D, and he knows that. You could tell just the way he looks, just the way he acts. I could see it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why Porsha gets so triggered by him. So he gets up, he's like, you don't know what this means. And he gets up out of there. She was like, why did y'all let him know he's bringing his hair? You know how Porsha get when she get to crying. She's like, why did y'all let him bring his hair? Like, this is crazy. I don't like this. Like, what? She get to crying and all that, hooting and hollering and all of the things. I do feel like she still has feelings for Dennis. There's just no way somebody can invoke that much emotion in you if you do not have somewhat feelings for him. I done told y'all this. I do feel like once in a blue moon, he puts his hot dog in her bun and then mayonnaise. I really do. I'm sorry. It's just I've always thought this, and I feel like Dennis is an idiot, because if he would really tighten up and get himself together, they could really get back together and be a happy family again. But I feel like he's just a womanizer. Porsha even said it. Every woman that he be pointing out, he be like, oh, she done gave me head. She done gave me head. She done gave me head. The nigga like head. Okay? Let me know what y'all think down below about this episode. Once again, this season is eating, and we're our babies.